And we're live.
All right.
Yep. We don't. Hopefully, we'll get some viewers here soon. And shoot, give ourselves a like. So what's up, man? How's your Sunday going? I know it's not a morning for you. For you, it's what, 2 in the afternoon?
Yeah, somewhere in there. Been busy actually. Oh, Nick is here. Hello.
Oh, cool, Nick. What's up? What's happening, Nick? How you doing this
Yep.
morning?
We got my wife's new store's about ready to go. So I mean, they got construction all done. So we done a bunch of cleaning. Started moving in some of the big items. So
Oh, is she opening up an actual quilt shop?
well, she already has one, but she's been outgrowing it. So
Oh,
she's going to a bigger
I
one.
thought she was online, deal. I thought she did
Yeah,
stuff on.
that too. She does it all. So
Oh, okay. Oh, cool, man. That's pretty cool. All right, we got uh Miguel. Hey, what's up, Miguel? How are you? No, I got some sleep, dude. I went to bed at about 2 in the morning, and I slept until about, I don't know. Let me see. I was up for about an hour. What time did you call me this morning, dude? Because I was up for about half hour or an hour, maybe by that time. I think it was about almost 8 o'clock or 8:30 our time.
oh, I thought it was like 9 o'clock, but I wasn't sure.
It might have been 9. I wasn't sure. But Chris, what's going on? How you doing this morning? Uh, the neighborhood turning some great Snap-on and Mac wrenches. Oh, that's awesome. I love my Snap-on wrenches, and I'm really interested in getting some the precision torque wrenches from Mac. I love the case, the way you set them up. If anything, I could throw them in my go bag because they're so much easier to travel with and carry. You can't handle some almost halfway to Iowa, picked up another car. Oh, nice, dude. And I'm sorry to hear about your aunt, dude. By the time it was like 3 when I checked my phone and the stream was over. Oh, yeah. I think we ended at, I'm going to say, we did about 1:30 in the morning Pacific time. So we did about 5 hours last night. All right, cool, man. Absolutely. We're here today. We hadn't really picked a topic to discuss today, but I know we'll probably do a few, and the chat will probably have some suggestions that we're going to cover as well. But I know one that I wanted to cover was, Theo, you just recently did some extraction videos, right?
Yes.
I don't know
Well,
that.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know that everyone's seen them, but I know a lot of people are interested in that topic. I know Anthony Robles has done some videos on that lately, but that's a big thing. And I was thinking maybe we could talk extraction tools, or right now, you could talk about the ones that you use all the time, the ones you like the most. Okay, I don't know if everyone's seen your video, so I mean, obviously you guys can all see it on his channel. You can go check out his video if you want. Country Mile Garage, but we also can cover it right now. If you guys have any questions about extraction tools, hit us up. Me personally, I use. I'll go for it. Personally, my tap and dies are made by Irwin. I'm pretty sure they do some rebranding for a lot of companies, but I use Irwin, and I have my major extraction drill bit set is also by Irwin. I believe it's made out of they're cobalts. I think Lang makes it, but I think they rebranded for everybody. But I've got the Thread Chasers kit or set. Mine's personally rebranded through Snap-on, but I'm almost positive it's a Lang set.
Yeah.
And
right here.
Yep, that one right there, same size. Mine's just in a red case. It has a Snap-on sticker, but I'm pretty sure it's the set.
But other than that, everything else is basically similar.
Yep, it looks exactly like that. I mean, that's pretty much exactly what it looks like. Oh wow, an oil feed to the side of the highway. You do not own you. Nick says he doesn't own a thread chaser or tap and die, so he's interested in the topic. Oh, awesome, bro. Cool. Well,
When trap threat chasers, you can make them yourself too. You don't have to buy a kit. Let me grab that here real quick.
Stephen W. Doolittle. I'm glad on tech on this channel. I'm gonna not do what I did on, and hopefully nobody takes offense to this. I mean, I just got carried away on my personal channel, and I made every single one of my friends a moderator, and that gets confusing, man. When you're trying to moderate a channel. So I know Steven's a really kick-ass moderator, so I made him a moderator, and we may add one here or there when to give him a hand. But for the time being, we're just going to use Steven.
Yeah, he's been doing a good job. Everywhere I go, he keeps a tight ship.
He sure does. He sure does. I'm telling you, he texts me and messages me, and he'll tell me like, "Hey, like, what do you think about this or what do you think about that?" And I'm like, "Man, I didn't even see that." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm gonna boot him, dude."
But yeah, threat chaser, you can make your own. This is one of those things that I do, especially when I was in the field a lot.
You're a little bit pixelated right now. You can't see that thread too well. The thread tracer. I can see it's a bolt you're holding, but I can't see where you made the cuts. Yeah, there you go. Right there, I can see it a little bit better. Yeah, like that. You can see where you cut into it. So what do you use to cut into it? You're not just using a hacksaw, are you? What are you using?
No, just an angle grinder with a cutting disc on it.
Oh, so you just got a steady hand, huh?
Well, you can tell it's a little crooked here and there, but
my hand, man, that thing would be more like an S.
So I mean, I use this kind of stuff a lot when I'm out in the field. Don't have the right size because, like, when you work on tractors, I mean,
Yeah.
1/2 inches is very, very common size or bigger, and you don't always have the right size. Some tractors are matrix, some are standard. So if you got new bolts anyway, I grab the old bolt with the best thread on it. So that way, if I got to throw it away, I don't have to cry about it. So, and then I just cut a slot on it. Just for some of the simple stuff, I use this set right here for extraction.
Is that are those the boat biters? Yeah.
Nope.
No, those are the. Oh yeah,
The spiral style flutes.
Yeah, those are the spiral flutes that'll just. Oh yeah. Those are the. I've used those before as well. I don't own that set though, but I need to get that set.
Yeah, that was one of my first sets. Used it quite a bit. This is actually one of my most favorite ones right here. That is the first one I use to try. And these Snap-on ones are pretty darn good. They got a little bit of a twist to it.
Man, too. I wish you were. I don't know what something's up today. I don't know if it's your lighting or something, but you're kind of pixelated today. Usually you're perfectly clear. Okay, I can see it right there. Oh yeah. I've seen those. You talked about those in your video.
Yeah, and I mean, I really love these. I use these. Those are the first ones I grabbed.
So those are your go-tos. All right. And what are you using to drill out with? What drill bits are you using?
I use my Matco Hyperceps.
Okay. And
if
those are relatively new. What were you using before the Hyperceps?
Regular drill bits, and it sucks. It just sucks. The other thing I use these days are these Matco or Snap-on drill bits.
Okay.
They're double-sided. So there is 2 drill bits on. Let me get out. two drill bits on each end.
Oh, nice. Steven's asking if they're grade 8.
These I have no idea, the Snap-on ones, but I tell you what, here's the part number, by the way. They do not go dull.
Oh, nice.
I mean, it's amazing. They're really, really sharp.
Yeah, like I said, it's not coming out very clear. You might want to read the part number. Hey, what's up? What's up, Adam? I sent a bunch of messages out, man. If you want a link, dude, let me know. I'll hit you up right now. If you want to, I don't know if you're busy. It's Sunday morning. I know you guys got church and all that, but if you have some time, we'll be glad to send you a link, dude. Steve Doodle, glad to see you. That's supposed to be hello, bro. Yeah, what's up, Nuts? How you doing, man? You're doing great. So yeah, I've been initially for my drill bits. I bought this set off the Snap-on truck. It's a set of blue points. I don't know if you guys can see them. Let me take off, and they worked okay. You know, I like them. You can see there's a broken one in there. A couple of them actually.
Yep.
You know, it was what it was. But right after that, not long after that, you know, I wasn't. Even though they were working, it just wasn't real great, like you said. Then I went to these, and these Irwins, they seem to work really great. I mean, I never had any issues with these. You know, I broke a couple here and there, but I mean, these things have seen some work, man. I put some work into these boys, and but that being said, my next big purchase, is probably going to be, and even though I don't like Matco, going on the Matco truck, I'm probably going to buy some Hyper Steps.
Yeah, they're well worth their money. Nick wants to know the part number. I was wondering what part number of what set do you want to know, Nick?
Then yeah, we should probably talk, if we're talking tools, you know, we should probably let people know what these part numbers are.
Yeah. Well, the Snap-on drill bit set that I got, that are extra short and double-sided, so one on each end. The part number on that is D as in dog, B as in boy, D as in dog, 110, A as in apple.
And Steven said that he was asking about the thread tracer bolt that you made, if that was a grade 8 bolt.
Oh, yeah, that is no, that's just the bolt that came out. So whatever bolt was in, the old bolt is in the hole. I just reuse it.
All right, that's cool, Tom, man. Have a great day, dude. Enjoy your family, man. Have a good Sunday, dude. All right, the Blue Point drill bits that I had, the part number was Delta Bravo Bravo. I don't know what P is. P Tango 13. Delta Bravo Bravo P Tango 13. And the Irwin drill bits that I had, I'm going to find the part number for these guys. I don't even know if I can find the part number for these. I'm sorry. I'll check. Nothing
That's
on the
what
key.
right here.
All right. Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. I don't seem to see a part number on these Irwins. But it's still a case. I think I got that at Lowe's probably. So it's still something. Actually, I might have got that off the Cornwell truck. But, I mean, it's still something that's probably available. Hello, Miguel, working on a Harley. Oh, nice. Nice, nice. So we have 9 people. That's cool, man. I was wondering if people were going to know we were on, since we didn't announce it till 3 minutes before we came on. So that's cool.
That is in the house.
It's cool that they found us. The Snap-on bits you just show. Okay, that's what he said. The Snap-on bits. All right. Gordon Ramses, what's up? How are you, dude? Welcome to the stream. Welcome to Tex Talking Shop. Hey, what's up, Kelly? How are you, man? How are you doing this morning? Or afternoon, I think, maybe for you. Nice. What you got here? Harley. Smart. Yeah, that was a good idea. Thanks, guys. No problem. No problem. Spoons Works. Afternoon, all. What's going on, dude? How are you? It's hard for me to just say Spoons Works from now on. I'm just gonna say, what's up, Spoons? But hey, dude, welcome to the stream, dude. Welcome to Tech Talking Shop. Oh, Peter. Okay, thank you. Appreciate that. Yeah, I don't know the whole Army Alpha, whatever you call that. I know a lot of them. Oh, nice. Cool. So that Lang Thread Chaser set, since Nick said he was also interested in a Thread Chaser set,
Okay.
my recommendation would be to get the Lang one, because I'll show you mine as soon as I'll let Theo show his again, and then I'll show you mine, and you'll see how identical they are. See,
That's the part number. Over there in this corner. That's the part number 971 for the Lang kit. 48 piece rethreading set. Lang Tools 971 is the part number for that set.
yeah, this is, and then if you did want to go on the truck and get one, it's an RTD 48. And like I said, I'll show you it. It's the exact same kit that Theo showed. I mean, almost to a T. I don't know all this stuff to fall, but it looks. I mean, it's pretty much identical. Yeah, there goes a couple. Yeah, this thing's seen a lot of. Use this a lot too. I need to get a piece of that foam to throw in there so when you open it up, stuff doesn't rattle around. Yeah. And what do you use for tapping dice?
Harbor Freight.
Harbor Freight, and you've had pretty good success with them.
Yeah, my biggest experience with rethreading is you. Every time I broke one, and I only broke like 2, maybe 3 or something like that in my entire life, I already knew it was going to break. And it's because you're putting too much tension on there, and you just got to send it in back and forth. If it gets tough, stop, back it off. Make sure you clean your hole out, clean the tap out, and then send it back in there. Make sure you lube it up. And over torque it. I use my palm ratchet for that.
That's the thing too, guys. When you're extracting, if you're oh, okay, if you're trying to if you're inserting in and it starts to get tension, don't force that thing. Just back it off, spray it out with some, blow out the hole, lube your tool a little bit, and go back in slowly. And because if you start to force it, then you're going to break your extractor in there, and then you're in for that. That's when you're gonna when your oh crap drawer became into a mother effer drawer.
Yeah.
Because trying to remove extractors, man, that is a pain. And I've had to do that, man. I've had an apprentice, he's, whether it be a drill bit or whatever, I mean, it could be man, it's just such a pain to
and that's why I love the palm ratchet. You can't really over torque it all that much, and you can't put really, and if you use a regular ratchet, it's really easy to put too much side pressure on it. And if you use your palm ratchet, you keep the pressure on it more on center. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I know what you mean. I know exactly what you're saying. I had a friend when I worked at Ford. He worked he didn't work for me. He was an apprentice, but for another tech. But his brother was a machinist, and they made a few tools. So he would have his brother make a few tools here and there, like just something that we used a lot that wasn't real common. That was like a shop tool. He'd send the specs to his brother, and his brother would make him one. But he made a bracket for this was just for exhaust manifolds, anyways, on the Fords, where you remove the exhaust manifold, you use the exhaust manifold, you mount this. Yeah, you mount the bracket through there, and this thing was lined up so perfectly that it didn't really, and he gave you a sleeve as well, but I mean it didn't allow you to wobble really, so it was really a really nice tool, man.
Yeah, but the biggest key with that is, you gotta make that broken off bolt. You gotta make it flat. I mean,
Yes,
even if you
yes.
got a sleeve and that's perfectly in line, it don't take nothing to break that drill bit. You got to make sure that that bolt is flush, and therefore your drill bit don't want to wander.
I use this one. This is the palm ratchet that I use.
Yep.
But it's similar. I mean, it's a little bit different, but yeah. And that's pretty much. I'll be honest with you. I don't really like using that for anything else but that. I mean, to me, it almost was purposeless until I started using it, when extracting. So that's pretty much how I use it as well.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I got it for. In combination with the Lyle tap socket set, I mean, it is perfect.
Nice.
Yep.
Oh, no problem, Nick. Problem at all. Yeah, my taps and dies are Irwin, and they've worked well. I haven't had any issues with them, but it's a small set. I'd like to get a big giant master set, but I'm not get those things are expensive. So now knowing that you've had success with the Harbor Freight ones, I might just go pick up that set.
Yeah, and Harbor Freight sells two sets. They sell the smaller set with all the smaller taps in it, but they also sell. Here, let me grab it real quick. They sell a set with very. This is their big set.
Okay. Man, you just killed it, Chris. You should have thought twice. Listen to this. Chris says, good info, learning a lot about how something I have never had to do. I'm 37, live where there's a lot of rust. I have got lucky and not have had a bolt break yet. Knock on wood. Man,
Wow.
you know what's going to happen tomorrow now, right?
Yep, he's going to run in the first bolt that breaks off.
Oh, well, at least he had this info, man. I'm not trying to jinx you, man. I'm just saying that's how it always works for me.
Yeah, this big Harbor Freight set goes up to 1 inch.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. I mean, I can try to hold it up, but I hope my dies don't fall out. Just give me 1 second.
Yeah, you're good.
There's the kit. Can you see it?
Oh, yeah. Oh, that is a nice looking set right there. I'd probably only need the big set because my Irwin set covers the smaller sizes.
Right, yeah. And they don't cost an arm and a leg, so and I'm all for quality tools, Jude, but for something that I don't use every day, I don't really want to spend, $500, $600, $700.
No, and I got you, man. Those things are expensive. Matt Wilson say that he has an old Pittsburgh metric set that came in a big metal case. Nice, dude.
So,
Yeah.
Yep.
though those big sets off the truck, man, those things are just ridiculously overpriced.
Right. Well, and like I said, I don't, like people like you and me, you don't use that every day.
No.
You say, and then I rather take my time with a cheap tap and make sure I don't break it and just take my time, and then having to spend buku money on something that that is supposed to be that should be better quality. Let me put it that way. So
Gotcha. Now I agree with you too, and it's not like we were showing horrible tools either. I mean, we just weren't showing tool truck tools. But this is they're quality tools that have a good name.
right, yeah, like Irwin. I mean, Irwin has a very good name. So
And shoot, especially lately, man. I'm not even gonna knock. I've never been one to knock Harbor Freight tools because I by no means I've never said, oh, I don't have anything Harbor Freight, or I never go to Harbor Freight, because that'd be a lie, man. I have videos of myself at Harbor Freight. Well, not there, but showing stuff that I've bought there. I've always said that they've had their purpose, and there's a lot of things that I get from there and that I use from that. I had a video showing some stuff you can get for like under $20 that I have, and you could tell in the video that some of that stuff that I was showing, man, was beat to crap, man. You could tell that I used it regularly, and it's held up. So yeah, there's no.
Oh, I mean, absolutely, they got their place. And like I said, I'll be the first guy to go to Harbor Freight for, like for that tap and die set. I don't use it every day, but that one time I do need it. I spent what, $150 on it, and I got that big set.
Yeah.
I've got no problem with that. That's better than like I said, 700, 800, or 900 or more. Or I don't even know what they go for in the tool truck. So yeah, Harbor Freight has their place, and hell, I even got an Icon box on my Matco box. So
Oh, really? You have
yeah,
a top chest, or
my overhead cabinet, that is an Icon one. So
oh, nice.
yeah, I didn't feel like spending $400 on one, so I figured, you know what? I measured up the Icon, and it matches up real well. And I just modified it a little bit and re-drilled a couple holes so I could bolt it down, and that's it.
How did the color match up?
Perfect.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. I like when stuff works out like that, man. I have no issue. I've never. Yeah, I mean, I've had nice, expensive cards, and I've justified it because when I wasn't working from home, when I was at a shop, I mean, I could be out in the parking lot, I could be in my bay, I can be in someone else's bay. My cart rolled with me everywhere.
Yeah.
But my box that's just stood still against the wall, that's where it spent its life. It's always been a Craftsman box. I've never upgraded to a professional toolbox yet. Not saying I'm not going to, but it'll probably be baby steps. Like I'm looking at getting something a little bit bigger, a little bit deeper, mainly, and I don't know if I can't find something relatively cheap used, like on Marketplace or something like that. I'm probably going to go with Icon or US General. I mean,
well, that's been my biggest opinion about the whole Icon stuff. Even if you don't want to buy the box, buy a used Matco or Snap-on box, and then use the Icon for add-ons. For side cabinets, stuff like that. Lockers, all those things. I mean, that is a great add-on for the price.
Yeah, you can't beat it, man. You absolutely can't.
Yeah, and those Icon lockers, I mean, they're big. I mean, they're big. They're 30 inches wide, I think.
Yeah, I've seen them. I've seen them at Harbor Freight. It's a nice looking. Don't get me wrong; they have a nice looking box in general.
Yeah.
I don't mind them at all. Oh, you're drinking your coffee. I'm drinking my Monster.
Well, it's actually sweet tea. So.
Sweet tea.
Yep.
Yeah, I I got a bad addiction. I carry I carry a Monster. I drink a Monster about minimum 1 can a day, man. But it's usually 2, and sometimes it's like a big one and a small one, or sometimes it's even 2 big ones. I don't know. It's crazy.
Well, I just got a new
Oh, cool. What'd you get?
on the recommendations of nuts and bolts for Tone.
Oh, you picked it up, huh? Yeah, I think
Yes,
you're
sir.
the third person I know that's picked that up. I think Anthony Robles picked it up. You picked it up, and one other person I saw said that they picked it up.
Well, you know, Tone said he had his for what, 13 years or something like that?
Yeah, he had it for a while.
Yeah, and he said, you know, he couldn't live without it. So I'm like, well, I might as well just do it. So
Have you used it?
no, not yet.
No.
But
Yeah.
I'm sure it's coming here in the near future.
Yeah, they always are. It always is.
But well, I got a 7.3 to work on Monday.
Oh yeah, what's wrong with it?
Well, customer said that he was pretty sure the injectors were bad on it. Well, looks like he's got a bad fuel pump.
A high pressure fuel pump?
Yeah, the one that sits on the frame rail there.
Oh, just the fuel pump. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I was thinking oil. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's 3 bolts, man. 3 bolts and a couple of quick connects.
Right. Yeah.
You'll have that thing out in 10 minutes.
Yeah. He had only 35 psi at best. So.
Yeah, you need a minimum. You should be. It shouldn't on wide open throttle. You shouldn't go below like 45, 47 psi.
Yeah. The range is 45 to 60.
Yeah. So if you're getting 35 psi, yeah, and people sometimes they will confuse that for injectors because when they're driving, it's going to cause a miss. You know, it can cause a lot of different things, but it's going to feel rough and yeah. So
yeah, he said that was his biggest complaint. You know, because when you start it up and it sits there and idle, I mean, it actually runs pretty smooth. It's not loping or anything like that. And that's the first thing I said. I doubt it's your injectors, but we'll look into it. And but he says, well, it's real doggy when you get it up to speed. It just don't want to go. So
yeah, are you checking that with checking it at the pump and just hanging like the gauge from the mirror or something as you're driving?
nope, I check it at the fuel bowl.
Okay, yeah, I know a lot of people who do that as well. I've actually made a cap and drilled the hole out of it and put a fitting in there so that way you can check. You can use it to check.
Yeah, I just got a regular fitting for it. So and I just that way I can just take the plug out, put that in, and check it.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So it's a friend of yours, or it's one of you're used to working on the 7.3s. You said you've had 8 of them at one point?
6.
6 of them?
Yeah.
So that 7.3 ain't nothing for you, man. That's something that's just an old cup of tea for you.
Yeah. Well, you know, he brung that thing up, and I'm like, damn, you know, I almost felt like I forgot more about it than I can remember.
Yeah, sometimes it feels like that. There's sometimes when you're talking about something and it's like, man, oh, I used when I used to work on those, I used to do something like you can't even remember how you used to. It's been so long since you worked on them. You knew you had, you know, sometimes you made tools, sometimes you had special tools or whatever, or special little tips or tricks or whatever, and you just.
It's just the numbers, you know, oil pressure at the oil pressure for each bank. You know, I used to know all that just by heart. You know, the fuel pressure, I used to know that. And I'm like, man, I'm not even sure. I think it was 45, but or was it maybe 55? So I had to Google it to double check.
Yeah. Yeah, that was 45. You can't go lower than 45 in the wide open throttle. I remember that.
Right.
And I haven't worked on a 7.3. The last 7.3 I worked on, I did a high pressure oil pump. And man, I remember a friend of mine had diagnosed it, and the guy came to me because it was leaking. It had an oil leak. And he said, you know, the fittings that go into the high pressure oil pump, I know those are common to leak. And he told him that that's what it was. And all it was going to need was some O-rings. It was a real cheap fix. And I looked at it, and then those fittings were bone dry, man. There was no oil coming from there. The leak was coming from the plug that sits on the bottom right next to the driver's side head and there was no way of getting it out of the vehicle. So I told the guy, I said, man, I know Ford doesn't make anything to reseal that plug. That's that if that's leaking, it's got to be replaced. I know aftermarket kits or companies, you know, they make kits that can where you can reseal that. And well, if you want, we can go that route. And the guy was like, nah, just put a pump in it. I'm like, all right, if that's what you want. And I put that pump in for him. But he was a little bit hot, man, because he was thinking he was going to spend, you know, a couple $100. And yeah, I was like, man, it's not the labor's, you know, 5 hours to remove that pump compared to whatever it was going to be, you know, 6/10 to do a couple of O-rings. And or 6/10 of an hour. And anyways, I told him, dude, man, I wasn't the one to diagnose it. And I showed him, I got him up there on my topside creeper, and I showed him what he came to me telling me to replace. And I'm like, do you see any oil leaks there? And he's like, no, I could replace those for you. You can drive away. You're going to be pissed off at me because your truck's leaking oil. So I don't want to get into that situation. Yeah. No, not that much, Joey. That's crazy. 5 coffees. But yeah, that was the last job I did on the 7.3. That was a while back. Last 6.0 I did I actually did heads on it. No, I take that back. The last 6.0 I did a FICM on it. And shoot, I don't like working on 6.4s, but I did a radiator on one. You ever do a radiator on a 6.4?
Nope.
You know, when they first came out, they had a bad tendency of leaking. And I did some research, and I found that once they corrected the initial problem, as they got older, they would leak. But the body mounts,
yeah,
the mount part would just get frail and decay and crack, and I mean, it wasn't giving any cushion anymore. It was just there in because it was there. I mean, it wasn't doing anything to any absorption anymore. You know what I'm saying? And that would cause the cab to sag and put pressure on the radiator, and the plastic would crack, and that's what was causing them to leak. That's what I kind of found out. I didn't discover this, but like, oh, this is what it is. But that's the research that I did. That's what I found. So whenever I started doing radiators on those, I would recommend that I would check out the cab, and usually it was true that I'd find a couple that were all done, and I'd recommend those as well, and I replace them, and people seem to be happy with that repair after that. Because I've seen people replace radiators in their back in 3 months or 6 months with a cracked radiator leaking from the same spot.
Yeah, because they didn't solve the initial problem.
Yeah, all they did was, yeah, exactly. They just fixed what the damage was. Yeah. I mean, I've done that before. I mean, you see a radiator leak, you just think it's the radiator, you know?
Yep.
I need a Project 6.0. Shit, I'd love a Project 6.0.
You can buy them cheap around here.
Really? What's cheap?
$4,500. You got a very nice one that don't want to run.
Really?
Oh yeah. Over here, 7.3s are worth more than a 6.0.
Wow. That's crazy. Man, here you look on, you can find like a 6.0 that's not running, and they want like 10 grand for it most of the time.
What?
You can still find them cheaper than that, but I mean,
Wow.
I didn't pull the trigger. I should have, but there was a guy he's about an hour and a half for me, maybe 2 hours for me down by San Diego, and he had on Marketplace his truck for $4,200. I called him, and he said that it needed a motor, that the motor was seized, and I'm like, all right. I'm all, well, can you describe to me what's wrong with it? And he said, well, I was driving it. It was running fine. I went to the gas station, and I was driving it home, and all of a sudden I got a bunch of white smoke out of my tailpipe. So I pulled over. I got it towed home, and then it wouldn't crank. So to me, it was just, my initial thought was like, it sounded like an EGR cooler blew, and he got hydro locked.
Yep.
But I'm like, man, that is a relatively quick and easy and inexpensive repair. I mean, I know,
Yeah, if he didn't bend anything by hydro locking.
That's true. But man, I've seen people with the hydrolock truck, and I'm like, dude, I'm gonna stop cranking it, man, because I've seen they're too lazy to pull out a glow plug to blow out the coolant from that. It's always the same cylinder, and I'm like, they're too lazy to pull out that glow plug, and because I've seen it happen where they clunk, 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 and they squeeze it out, and it'll fire up. But
I even had it happen where they go clunk, clunk, click, click, click. They wouldn't even want to crank over.
oh gee,
Yep.
yeah, I bet Jamie's had his pounding this morning, man. She was
lit.
Oh, yeah, man. She was.
How late did you guys go last night?
We did a little less than 5 hours. I came on about 8-ish. So it was around 1 or 1:15 or so, somewhere around there. My time.
Yeah, your time. Yeah.
Yeah, my time.
That's 4 o'clock in the morning, my time. So.
Yeah. Up to 460. Someone's asking about gas? Yeah, gas is between 389 and 460. Yeah. It's always expensive in California, though. I see prices other places, and it just blows my mind. What's gas or diesel go for out in Indiana?
I believe it's not quite 3 right now.
See, man, that's still not bad. I remember one time my wife scolded me, and I was like talking about gas. I said, "Oh, gas is cheap now, man." It was like $3 or $2.90 or something like that. And she's like, "Oh man, they just got you suckered, man. You're so used to paying so much now that what we used to think was astronomically high, now you're saying it's cheap." I'm like, yeah, you know what? You're right.
Yeah, I mean, you remember the days of less than $1 or under $1?
Yeah, the cheapest I ever paid, or when I first started driving, I was paying 89, 92, 90 cents, a gallon.
Yep.
And I remember when it was like $1.20, I was like, man, gas is expensive.
Mm-hmm.
Most I ever paid for gas was just short of $5, and that was a while back, man. That was like in 2004 or 3 or 4. I remember at one point it was like just like $4.90 a gallon, and I had a Grand Marquis that I filled up, and man, it cost me like $70, $75 or something like that to fill up. I'm like, son of a gun. And I was driving, I don't know, maybe 65 miles a round trip every day. So I was using gas, and I was like, damn, man, I got to get me a car that's better on gas.
Yeah. So when did you get a Prius after that?
No. We actually kept that car. I just, since my wife was just, being more around town, I would just drive the S10.
Yeah,
Yeah,
S10s are good little trucks.
yeah, it was a good little truck. Uh, Diesel out here is $4 or 3.89. Filled up yesterday. That's not too bad. 269 in Tejas. So you're in what part of Texas are you in Matt? Just so you know, I'm in California and Theo's in Indiana. I can tell you some of the guys in the chat. Joey's in California, Steven's in New York. Nick is in Minnesota. Chris is in Massachusetts. I forget where Spoons is from, but that's pretty much where the chat goes. So you have any other new tool purchases you're working on, or any videos you're working on?
Yep, got a couple things coming. So
Yeah, I'm going to spend the day. I just want to go check it out. I know they're having their 30% off anything under $20 sale at Harbor Freight. So later on today, I'll probably just go walk the store. Might not even buy anything, but just go check it out.
yeah, that never happens.
Yeah, I know. But I'm at least going to walk the store. Then come back, and I'm going to film some videos. I'm probably going to do my tool cart tour. I'm going to do my EDC. I haven't filmed mine yet.
Oh, slacker. I just got mine done. So.
Yeah, cool. So yeah, I'll be getting that one today. We're putting it up. Last night, or I guess this morning, Antonio's went up. It might have been yesterday morning.
Yeah, I saw it on the I watched that stuff at night, in the evening. So I've got some catching up to do on that. So, but I saw it coming by. So,
Okay,
and I
so
saw your short on the Snap-on ratchet. So I want to watch that.
oh yeah, dude, that one's not even a minute.
Yeah.
So
Well, still, I want to watch it. So.
oh, right on. Appreciate it.
Yeah, I don't always comment or always like, but I do. I'm pretty loyal when it comes to watching a lot of people's stuff. So.
I appreciate it, man. That's awesome.
Yep.
But yeah, Blake is in Missouri. You're right, Steven. Some ammo boxes to put nuts and bolts in. Nice. I don't know. Ammo boxes are a little deep, man. Sometimes if you need something that's on the bottom, you're gonna need like a good sorting tray or something. I like using the little suitcases that have like 8, 10, or 12 or whatever little organizer bins in them. That's usually what I use for like nuts and bolts and stuff like that.
Yeah, I've got one that is like a rubber feed trough. It's I don't know, about 2 foot in diameter. That's where I throw my older stuff in there that I want to keep.
Gotcha.
It's only maybe probably about 3 inches deep. So.
Well, that's cool. Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
oh, Nick is Michigan. I thought he was in Minnesota. My bad.
Yeah, I believe Nick was pretty close to the where the heavy range is at.
I remember him talking about it. Someone else was in Minnesota. Maybe it was Josh Brandenburg that was in Minnesota or Wisconsin or something like that. I don't remember. Yeah. So if you have any other topics you want to cover, we've got a good hour to go, give or take.
I don't know. Tool trucks, maybe experiences, and if they're going to be a thing of the past or not.
I honestly don't think they'll ever become a thing of the past. I don't think they're going anywhere. I hope they're not going anywhere. I still enjoy going on tool trucks. I love when you have a good dealer that you can depend on. I really, how can you say it? I really like giving the business to the small business. And
Yep.
I know he may be driving a Snap-on truck or a Matco truck or whatever, Cornwell, and that you think that's not small business. Well, yeah, Snap-on is a large corporation, but the dealers are not.
Yeah, the dealer is a small business. Yeah,
Yeah,
as
the
it
dealers.
is.
And a lot of people, you know, that don't get on trucks regularly, man, they don't understand. You know, you buy something from, you know, a lot of times some tool truck dealers are straight by the book, man. They won't float you. I mean, you know, three, 400, 500 bucks on a truck account, you know, and they want it paid off in 6 to 8 weeks, and because that's, you have to understand why. It's because they're floating you a tool or tools that they have already paid for completely out of their pocket.
Yeah.
And if you don't pay them, it's like, man, you know, they're out that money. They're gonna, yeah, sure, they're gonna file, have a collections company and all that come out. But if they're not able to collect, you know, even if a collection agency collects, they're only getting a quarter or an eighth, third of the money anymore. You know, the collection company keeps most of it. They're just trying to recoup some of it. So when you get these really cool tool truck dealers that'll, you know, I mean, I don't recommend anybody doing this either because it's a lot of money. But I know people who tool truck dealers who, when they have a rapport with someone, they'll let them go, you know, 12, 15, $2,000 on a truck account, which is just like, wow, man, that's just a crazy number. But when they get burned, man, it just sucks.
Yeah, you know, see, I don't, you know, I never financed anything when it comes to tools. I buy it all cash, and you know, I feel like I'm a better customer. I feel like, and
Absolutely,
I should
absolutely.
get a better, I should get a better deal, and you know, I don't. You know, and then I call my dealer, for example, my Snap-on dealer. Hey, what about this ratchet or that ratchet? And he says, well, I'm on vacation this week. You know, I'll be back next week. Oh, okay. Well, then don't worry about it. I just go on eBay. You know.
Oh, that, yeah, that's true, man. I don't know. I'm pretty sure. Well, I know. I've only had this dealer for since November, and I remember texting him one time, and he was in San Diego with his family for something for the weekend. And I remember because I sent him a text. He said, "Oh, I'm in San Diego," and I said, "Oh, my bad. Don't worry about it. I'll get just hit me back up next week." And like 3 hours later, he sent me some texts with some prices, you know, with some options. I was like, "Dude, you're in San Diego with your family, dude. Your wife's gonna be pissed at you." And he's like, "Ah, nah, man, don't worry about it. I got you." I'm like, "All right, cool. I appreciate it." So sometimes some dealers will go above and beyond, man. Other ones are
Yeah, I
just like,
see, and you know, I myself haven't really experienced any of that, and um, yeah, like I said, I don't know. For me, yeah, you know, like for you know, okay, the other day, my key for my Jamestown cart, it just exploded in my hand. That plastic piece that goes
yeah,
around it, I mean, it just
a
blew.
little.
It just all right. So I called my dealer, and you know, and he's got one coming, but you know, it's been what almost 3 weeks now, and I
Yeah,
know you see, and
that
I know for a fact because I've dealt with some of this stuff before. If I just call Matco straight customer service, I'll have it within a week, maybe 10 days, somewhere in there.
So what's his deal? Is he? Do you think he's not ordered it, or
I don't know. You know what the biggest problem is? You have to wait a week. So if it's not in that week and it comes in at day number 8, you still have to wait a week.
that's true?
I'm saying that, you know,
The other thing, part where I'm lucky is my Snap-on guy. His storage for his truck is in the same city that I live in. It's or the bordering city. I mean, really, I mean, it's like on the border of the next city, 10 minutes from my house. So he'll stop at the end of his day. He's come to my house, or I've gone to his shop or his storage to meet up with him, and that helps out, works out a little bit. You know, so I don't have to wait sometimes, or I'm able to get something quicker. But Sometimes if you can't get it, you just can't get it, or which kind of sucks. You're right.
I was trying to share the link to that video that I got.
Mm-hmm. Well, I can walk you through that.
Well, for whatever reason, that didn't happen.
For the extraction video?
Yeah, on that little video that we just talked about.
Yeah. If you well, I try to do that. If you want to give Nick is saying, can you talk about the actual process of pulling a broken bolt out? Tips too, as well. And I'll post that link for you while you're talking about it.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Biggest key, the key to bolt extraction is have patience and be precise and finesse. That's it.
When you're drilling out the bolt, slow speed and pressure will be your best friend.
Yeah. Yeah, but take your time. Don't rush it. As soon as you start rushing it, that's where you start getting yourself into trouble, and it starts with breaking off drill bits.
Am I looking for the extraction tool video or an actual extraction video?
Yeah, that extraction tool video. I mean, it's not showing you actually how to do it, but I basically explain step by step how I do it. So if Nick wants to watch that, that might give him a good idea.
Okay. One second here now. I'll get this in 1 second.
She just.
All right, I believe that's the link that I just posted to the link I just posted as Text Talking Shop. I do believe that is the video right there.
Yeah, it's still fairly new. It's like the fourth or the fifth video, something like that, from the top.
Yeah, it was right up top.
Yeah.
I just had to switch because I was on my hello. I was on my channel, and I had to go to Text Talking Shop to post it because I'm not a moderator. It didn't let me post it from my channel.
Well, I think that was my problem too. I'm not a moderator, so I don't think I can share links.
Yeah, I had to go to TTS to share it because as TTS it sees me as the host.
Yeah, yeah.
I believe with tow truck you're going to find more. Okay, independent trucks. Yeah,
because these days people are more price conscientious than loyal.
Yeah, and an independent truck.
In average, I mean that doesn't mean that you are or another person is. I mean, in general, people like to shop around a little more and trying to get a better deal. So I do have to agree with Stephen that that you'll probably see more independence.
And as an independent truck, you're getting quality tools because you're probably buying the same tools you buy off the Matco truck, just not branded Matco.
Right.
A lot of times, anyways. Yeah, I've never financed anything on a truck through like tool truck credit. I have done truck accounts, but yeah, I've never financed anything on a truck. Here we go. At Country Mile Garage, that means you just have a bad dealer. Maybe not because he was on vacation, but for better price, all cash. Oh, so he doesn't give you cash prices?
No, it's the same prices as if you look it up on the Snap-on website.
Yeah, see, he just wants every last penny for himself, and that's not most dealers. I mean, if you pay green money, they'll just to get that green money in their hand, they'll knock something off.
Well, but like I said, okay, you see, Jude, and that's the thing, right? I've been working for myself for 20 plus years. I've done it before. I've done fine before without the tool truck. I don't need them.
Okay, no, that's fine. There's a
You
lot
know
of
what
yeah, I agree
You
with
know what I
that.
mean? And but I find it sad that as from one self-employed person to another, that okay, why can we not make this work?
Yeah, I understand that too. That
You
makes
see, on
sense.
the end of it, I wouldn't mind spending a little extra for for service and for better warranty. I would have no problem with that. But but on the other hand, I've got a hard time paying, you know, 3, 4, 5 times over what you can buy it for somewhere else.
Yeah, when it gets to be that expensive, man, shoot, that you can't argue with that. There really is no argument with that. And I, from November of 2013 to November of 2020, so for 7 years, I went without a tow truck. So I didn't have a tow truck bill, I didn't have tow truck service, I didn't have tow truck warranty, and had absolutely, and I wasn't pulling my hair out daily. Said, "Oh my God, I need a tow truck." I did fine. I was work, never thought twice about it. And then,
Well, but that's why I got a lot of Mayu stuff, a lot of Gear Wrench stuff, a lot of Milwaukee stuff because I can buy that locally and okay.
yeah, let's talk Gear Wrench a little bit. I know you're a big advocate of Gear Wrench. You like Gear Wrench a lot. Um, I think last night Tarek was saying that he, I know he's a big like Milwaukee and Snap-on guy, but he's got he says, you know what, I've got a spot in my heart for Gear Wrench, man. I still buy a lot of Gear Wrench tools. I've got a few Gear Wrench, like I've replaced a few sockets that I can't get anymore, like Craftsman mid legs that they don't make
Yeah.
anymore. And I've replaced the ones that I'm missing or broken with some Gear Wrench. So I bought some Gear Wrench stuff, but just here and there, and I don't really know why. Let's talk Gear Wrench a little bit, man. I know I just see Ed Diotech. I believe he just joined the chat, but I think I've seen that he likes Gear Wrench too. I believe I mentioned him, talked about them before. I think it was Ed that talked about them. So tell us your likes and dislikes about Gear Wrench.
My dislikes with Gear Wrench?
Oh, your likes.
Yeah, because I don't have any dislikes with Gear Wrench. Or it's just like Milwaukee. Are they the best company? No. But they have an extremely large variety, good quality, in my opinion. And I can go to Napa if I need to warranty it out. I can go to Napa to buy it. So I can buy it off the internet. I can buy it, at a brick and mortar store. It's readily available and good stuff. I mean, I've got here. Let me grab you a set here.
Well, he's doing that real quick. Let me say, yes, Steven makes a great point. If you're not using hyperstep drill bits after you get the bolt that you're going to try to extract flattened out, you want to use the center punch to make sure you get you don't want to be off center. So if you're not using the hyper steps, make sure you use a center punch before you start drilling.
Yeah, but make sure you're on center. And with the center punch, that is not always easy. It's real easy to be just off a little bit.
No, that's true. But I'm just saying, if he's not using hyper steps, you do have to use a center punch. You can't just wing it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep, absolutely right. But this is, you remember when Gear Wrench came out with the first ratcheting wrenches?
I do, and I don't think that's it. How long have you had that?
You know why this is it? Look, it's got the shoulder on the inside, and all the other after the old ones, they didn't have that anymore. You can pass the bolt through.
These I thought were the original ones.
Nope, those are the newer ones after that. Because you can, because you can.
I've had these 20 years, dude. Or 18 years.
Yeah, and same with these. But look, this one here, you can't pass the bolt through. See that?
Yeah.
And those are the old ones.
Wow.
And if you got,
I thought these were the original ones. I remember when I bought these, I had never heard of gear wrench, and I was at Sears, and I was like, oh man, I debated on whether I got those or not. And I've loved
this,
and I love those wrenches. Those wrenches have been great for the 18, 20 years or whatever it is
yeah.
I've had them.
You're saying, but this is a 7 mil. I mean, you can tell how wore it is. You know how wore out it is.
Oh yeah, yeah, you can see that thing's definitely seen use.
But you know what? Once a year or something like that, you get, you know, it's just like any other tool with a little bit of maintenance. You got to treat them right. So, you know, I clean them out. I dip them in some of that rust remover stuff and grime remover stuff. Then I take them out, I clean them out, and I make sure I, you know, move this around, and then I stick them in a little bit of transmission oil, let it soak them up, and then they go back into the box, and then they're good to go for another year. Therefore, they never hang up on you.
Yeah, no, I know that. That's for sure. You know, maintaining your tools is important. Now, how would you compare that wrench, knowing how old it is, to a new gear wrench, ratcheting wrench? Yeah, I don't know if you have one or not, but
Yeah, I got some that are a little newer. You know, I got the extra long ones that are, you know, fairly new.
are they the
The
from
spline drive,
the overseas gear wrench?
I have no idea.
'Cause
I
I
don't know.
know.
These are the newest ones I've got from Gear Wrench, but you know they're by now at least a year old, if not older.
Oh, so that's the area I'm talking about. That's the time frame I'm talking about. Let me see. Hold it up again.
These are the
Oh,
extra long ones,
oh yes, 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 yes.
and
I was actually just looking at that set because I wanted to get that from Snap-on, but Snap-on is too expensive and they don't have a complete set. You got to buy two different sets, and then even when you buy the two sets, you're missing one wrench.
yeah,
So I was looking at that gear wrench. Said that's a nice set.
that and now you know why I like Gear Wrench because they don't like Gear Wrench does not. They're one of the first companies to make sure you don't skip sizes.
All right. Yeah, I hate skips, man.
Yeah, me too. And I've got a lot of their impact sockets. I got a lot of their chrome sockets. I mean, I've got no complaints out of them, none whatsoever. And you know, recently I switched over to the Snap-on ratchets, and you know, and it's not because I had issues with gear wrench ratchets. I just, you know, I don't know. Once in a while, you want to treat yourself, so I guess I treat it myself, or give myself a treat on nice ratchets.
Yeah, and there's I mean, like I always compare, like I love my SKL P90 ratchet. It's a great ratchet, but if I had to pick one ratchet to use every single day, it'd probably be my Snap-on. But the SK
Right.
makes a great ratchet, just like the gear wrench probably makes a great ratchet. But I've never used the gear wrench ratchet. I do actually take it back. I've got also this one's probably 15 years old. I have a quarter-inch gear wrench ratchet that I like a lot, and that was actually my absolute go-to quarter-inch ratchet for the better part of the last easy 10, 12 years at least.
Yeah.
Maybe 15. I really like that ratchet. Like I said, I've got those ratcheting wrenches I just showed you, the double box end ones. I've got the few sockets here and there. I've got that quarter-inch ratchet. I know I've got some gear wrench tools here and there. I just never had too many of them.
Yeah, I mean, for the money, I think they're great. And my in my and you know, and for me, looking at what they have and what they make, they are a serious competitor for you know for your you know tool trucks.
Have you tried any of the Capri tools?
I've got several things from Capri, and you know what Capri needs to do? They need to spend just a little bit more time on research and development, and don't feel the rush to have to put something out. I had their universal sockets, and well, I talked to you about them.
Yeah.
Used them about 5 times, and the shoulder is extremely big on those. And I had twice out of those 5 times that I couldn't use it because the shoulder was just too fat. And then so at the old tech guy, but that's the only thing. You know,
Don't worry
And,
about
and
it.
well, you seen them. I mean, that same style. A lot of different companies carry that same style.
Yeah, we talked about
Universal.
three or four of them yesterday in the group chat. We were talking about like, yeah. So for those capris or that style, anyways, I think I said, if for the price, if you were going to put them in a throw bag, or put them in your vehicle, your work,
Yeah.
your personal vehicle, just to have something if they're perfect for the price. But if it's something you use every day and it's going to hold you up and it doesn't fit, well, then it's a liability.
Yeah, and there's only a couple companies that make a. Let me grab one here real quick.
Jim Lucky, good afternoon, brother. How are you doing today, man? Thanks for hanging out for a little bit with us. Thanks everybody for hanging out a little bit with us, man. I appreciate everybody that's in here.
So there's only a couple companies that make a universal that is slim design.
Yeah.
So I got the gear wrench. Matco has something that's similar design, and then you got Proto and Snap-on and Harbor Freight, and that's it. Those are the only ones that basically come without a shoulder.
Yeah, I've got the Snap-ons myself. And I'm going to be honest. I know we talked about the capris yesterday. I'm not going to get the capris, but I'm going to try and get the Powerbilt because I think they're the exact same ones as well. And you can get the Powerbilt set, man. Believe it or not, man. I think you're missing two pieces, but those two I can get from Capri or something like that just to complete the set. And it's like $10 or $12 for the Powerbilt set, which is just unbelievable. I couldn't believe how cheap it was. Miguel Martinez got the set, and he says they're great. He filled in the gaps with capris, and no complaints.
I got a question for Matt Wilson on the Astro. Are those the pinless ones from Astro, Matt?
And thank you, Stephen. Yes, please hit that like button, guys. That's awesome. It helps out a lot. Yeah, so pinless socks. I don't have. Are you talking about the Astro swivels, the impacts, obviously, right? I've never even touched an Astro.
Yeah, because the Astros come out with something similar as the gear wrench one. Only it is hexagon design, solid hexagon. Yes, pinless. I like those, Matt. I mean, I'm really curious about those. I hear some good stuff about it and some bad stuff about it.
I'd have to see those. I'm gonna have to look those up today. See what they look like.
But I also did a video the difference between the Caprice swivel or universal impact and compare them to gear range. I don't know if you've seen that or not, Jude.
I haven't seen that one yet.
It's a massive difference, and when you see that, you understand then you see what I'm talking about.
I'm gonna have to check that out, man. Yeah, and by the way, anybody who hasn't checked out Country Mile Garage, he's the newest member of Tech Stocking Shop. Not a special guest today. He's an official member, the only one who showed up with me today. And he's an official member of Tech Stocking Shop. So please check out his channel, Country Mile Garage. He's got a lot of really good videos, man. He's got great content. It's really cool, man. The most recent video he put up, man, he's showing an unboxing of something that he recently picked up, and it's so cool to see his kids in the shop with him, and you can totally tell that they know their way around the shop, man. They're not afraid of a forklift or some heavy. I mean, they're helping him move stuff and take stuff apart. And there's this one part where your younger son, I see him trying to put the stuff in the bag, and he's like struggling because the bag keeps closing on him. It's in time lapse, so it's really fast. It looks, but you just see your son going like that. It's pretty cool,
Yep.
man. But you could definitely see that his kids absolutely, and this is awesome because they've got to be, from the looks of it, I'm guessing, what, 8, 10, 12 years old? How old are they?
Yeah, the youngest one is 5, and that was in the video, and the oldest one is 10.
Okay, yeah. So you could tell that they were young, and man, no hesitation around that shop whatsoever, man. You could tell that they've helped their old man in the shop before.
Well, that's how I was raised, Jude. So I try to do the same thing.
Yeah, my kid helps me out here a little bit once in a while, but not like that, man. I mean, he did help me. He like when he's helped me with the he's manned the cherry picker when I'm pulling heads and stuff like that for me. So yeah, he's definitely helped me. So that's always, I always tell him I'm gonna give it a couple pumps. But I mean, he's 10, so I still, if I have to go down a little bit, man, I'm still
Yeah, but
controlling.
you got to start somewhere, Jude, and like with the cherry picker, it's really nice to have an extra set of hands.
It is so nice to have an extra set of hands, man. That's like when I'm pulling the heads, I can just, I don't have to worry about going back and forth. I can just kind of guide it out. I'm gonna give it a pump, and pull a little bit, pull it back, and we can get that thing out, and it's nice.
Jeremy, no, I am not chopping anymore. I've done that, the chopping and the manure hauling for 15 years, and spend a lot of time on the road. And as my family has been growing, and I've got, we've got 6 kids altogether. I want to spend more time at home with my children. So and I always been passionate about ranching. Even in that time frame, with the custom work, I've done all my own ranching, so in the field and stuff like that. So I always been passionate about ranching and welding, and I just don't do the tractor driving anymore. I just do the rest of it at home.
Matt Wilson says you have the best intro music too, and I wanted to ask you about that. You never that's not an issue with for monetization. They never told you these videos can't be monetized because you're.
I'm not monetized.
No, but I'm not monetized either. And I have a video where my neighbors, or might have been my godson, was playing some music in the background, and it was a song by Nickelback. And YouTube sent me a message saying, if and when you become monetized, any monetization or any views that this video gets, the money will go to Nickelback.
Okay, well, send it to Nickelback.
No, I was just
or send it to whatever. I mean, I really don't care.
No, I was just curious. I mean, if you haven't got that message, I mean, that's even better. That's what they
Well,
told me.
they just say, the message I get is that in some countries they can't play that song.
Oh, okay.
So then then it just goes silent.
Now he does have awesome intro music, and on top of that, I love how he ends it with that sign that says this is a nonprofit organization. He's like, was it meant to be? It just turns out that way.
Yeah.
I love that, man. That is freaking cool. That is really, really cool. So I take it you're into rock and roll, right?
Yeah, especially the older stuff. So Van Halen, stuff like that. Yeah, absolutely. So
yeah, I've never seen Van Halen. I've seen Van Hagar. I know it's Van Halen, but I never saw them with David Lee Roth. I would have loved to have seen them with David Lee Roth. But I remember David Lee Roth was doing an interview one time, and this is when him and Sammy Hagar were touring together. And they asked him about the difference between him being the front man and Sammy Hagar being the front man. And David Lee Roth, in typical David Lee Roth fashion, says, let me tell you the difference between me and Sammy. He's all, Sammy throws a kick-ass party. Sammy really throws a kick-ass party. He goes, the Dave, on the other hand, is a kick-ass party. Oh, I was rolling, man. I thought that was hilarious. And Dale Thick says, Power Switch, you have received that message. I leave it alone. I hope the artist does make money, and in return, they promote my channel to get more money. There you go.
Yeah, I'm with you on that, Nick. I like my country too. I love my rock, and I'm also a big fan of Metallica, and but I also like my dance music, stuff like that. You know, a little bit of everything.
I'll listen to pretty much anything except I do not like hip hop and I don't like rap. I really, I mean, I'm not saying I don't know some stuff from when I was younger, because there's some songs that got popular that you couldn't go, anywhere without hearing. So I'm not going to say I'm ignorant to what they are. So there's songs that I know, and even some that are catchy, but I'm not a big fan. But I love rock and roll. I love oldies.
Yep.
I like punk rock. I like country. Shoot, Randy Travis is one of my favorite artists, period. It doesn't matter what genre. I just like Randy Travis a lot. So yeah, I'm pretty much, when it comes to music, I like just about everything. And
Yeah, I really like the newer, the little newer country, a little more upbeat. So
yeah, I listen to some of that too. I like old. I guess really I listen to country up and through like the 90s. I really haven't listened to as much. Nick says he
what
loves
about
classic rock metal with a slice of life. We saw that.
Yeah.
Hank Williams III. I know he's my brother loves that dude. He's actually kind of a punk rock dude, or a rockabilly dude. My brother listens to him all the time. What about Elvis? Oh man, I like Elvis. I like Elvis a lot.
Yeah.
Man, I want to talk about some tools too, man, but I want to do my videos and release them before I start showing them. But
Hey, there you go, Jude. Quick teaser for what's to come.
Well, I can show you something I got for free. Let me see if I can find them. Well, here's one of the pairs, anyways. This was a gift. It was sent to me by Nick from Jersey Discount Tools. He sent me the 3-piece set.
Yeah.
Everyone's seen these on his channel, I'm sure, or seen him selling these. And it's funny, he sent me these about a week after I bought these.
So how do they compare?
Right off the bat, I can hold them up and tell you, I haven't actually used these yet. I know these things will cut through a nail, like nothing. These things are strong, or a penny even. I can give you like the cosmetics of them. You can see the let me try this.
Yeah, it's backwards on the camera. Huh?
Oh, you see the grip on the Snap-on, how thick that is?
Yeah.
It looks like a comfort grip. This looks like a grip that is a thick grip that is slid on. This one, I believe, is as well, but it almost looks like it's a coated grip. It's not as thick. It feels. It's not as comfortable in the hand. But shoot, it's a decent tool. Let's see. We can do a test right here. This is just a little screw you'd use to hang a picture or something, like a wood screw or drywall screw.
Whoa!
You got it nice and easy. So yeah,
that was with the Snap-on one.
No. That one was with the JD Tico. Cut it great. Yeah, no problem whatsoever. Handled it perfect. That was the first thing I cut with it. Handled it absolutely perfectly. And the thing about that is, let me find the rest. This one, along with, crap. I was getting them ready. Where did I set them? This 3-piece set, everyone's seen it. You got the long ones,
Yep.
and then the two shorter ones.
Yep.
I got it for free. I didn't pay a penny for it. I'll tell you right now. He sent it to me. When we were all on the live stream together one day and we all exchanged information, he gave me his home address and his email and everything. I gave him the same for mine. And then like a week later, I got those. And I was like, oh, that's freaking awesome. And I wasn't expecting it. It was cool, really cool. Apparently, at the end of I missed like the last 20 or 30 minutes of the live stream. At first, I left and I was trying to listen in the car. Then my phone died. So I wasn't able to hear the rest. But apparently, at the end of the live stream, he said that he was going to send everybody on the live stream instead of the pliers. So I didn't know that's why he wanted my information. I thought we were just going to start sending each other Christmas cards or something. I didn't know. So, but we exchanged. He gave me his information. I gave him mine, and then he sent me the pliers, which I thought was pretty awesome. That was pretty cool. And I just showed you how well they cut. That 3-piece set is $65 on the site. Now I know these things work. I know they're great pliers and they're fantastic, but this one pair is $85. You know,
Yep.
plus tax. So that goes to show you, man. I mean, I can cut the same screw. I have another one with the snap-on ones. Tell you the difference. Oh, I dropped it. It cut it about the same force. I'm gonna have to find those pieces so I don't step on them. But the same force that I put into the JD Tico pliers, I put about that same amount of force into the snap-on pliers. It wasn't like I was able to go with 2 fingers with the snap-on and it just chopped right through it. It was at about the same force. So for that little screw, drywall screw that I just cut with both sets of pliers, it was about the same. So
I just got me this set right here.
Are those I can't see the brand. Are they Knipex?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. How you like those?
I don't know yet. I just got them, so I haven't used them yet. But
here's another thing I picked up recently. It's a snap-on comfort grip.
Yeah.
I like that thing. I actually use these a lot, and I've always used basically one like this.
Well, like what, Gene?
Like this style. It's the same thing, but it's just like an old hard handle screwdriver. But this thing, man, you get a lot more torque with a grip like that.
I got this one for that. SK USA.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, but it's also an extension.
Yeah, but the Snap-on one, I guess they make the extension, but mine didn't come with that. But the old one I had is an extension as well. I like that.
I love that. I love that with a stubby 1/4-inch drive ratchet, and like hose clamps, stuff like that. I mean, that's what I use. Break them loose with the ratchet, and then you can keep your ratchet in your hand, and you can just run the screwdriver part of it, basically. So.
Yeah, that's a good feature, an absolutely great feature. Steven says that he thinks that people are not clicking on tool channels to listen to music. At first, I thought he was going to tell us to stop talking about music. But he's like, it's for tools. He said, these artist managers need to lighten up on the greedy. He's like, lighten up, greedy people. Yeah, you're right, man. You're right. It's funny because, like I said, I had that Nickelback song in the background of one of my videos where they said that they were going to that was a license by Nickelback, and that Nickelback was going to get the money. And I mentioned that to somebody in a video, or maybe I mentioned that in that. I don't remember where I mentioned it, but I know it was on YouTube or possibly Instagram, where I was talking about the message that I got. And Antonio Ross started Text Talking Shop as well. He had me rolling because he told me, he replied, he's like, oh, so they're gonna give that money, any money you get from that video, to Nickelback, huh? So in other words, Nickelback's gonna get their nickel back. I thought that was pretty funny. Yeah, that was pretty cool. Yeah, so man, we just had a right now. I just showed you two things. I'm going to be showing these in a Snap-on tool haul, along with. I'm going to be honest, guys. I still haven't decided. I did a huge tool haul video because it was like 3.5 months worth of tools that I got just from Snap-on. But I never uploaded it because I've been using tools, and I was telling people that I have a little cart that I've been using all my new stuff that I haven't done videos on. I've been keeping on this cart because I don't want to put them in my toolbox, so I'll forget they're there and I won't make them. I'll never do a video on them. And that's what happened with these. Another part of the video.
Yep.
Tour. I had these in my toolbox, and I did this video, and I didn't even put those in it. So I scrapped the video, and Ed said just upload that video and then do a short video on this, which I might do too. We'll see. But the breaking news, anyways, was, man, dude, there was not. Now I don't know how long they're gonna hold up. I know the Snap-ons will hold up for a long time. I don't know how long the JD Tico tools will hold up. Hopefully they hold up just as long. But on the initial test, they work just as well as the Snap-on pliers. So that's for the price. That's freaking awesome. And like I said, I know Snap-on's got a great warranty. Nick told me personally that he has so far has had one person email him and say that the pliers broke, and he just said, send them back. I'll send you a new pair. No questions asked. So
Yeah.
it could be good.
Well, Ed's got a good question there.
Let's see. Text Talking Shop question. How do you curb the bad habit of lending tools? We all want to be nice, but sometimes you just need to encourage to buy your own tools.
Well, I guess I'm an asshole.
You don't lend tools?
No. No, I don't need your tools. You don't need my tools. Buy your own shit. It's very simple. You know, I spend enough, you know what it is, Jude, I spend enough time in the field fixing stuff with not enough tools or not the right tools that I can get the job done. So, you know, I just, you know, no.
When I had, when I was, now there's really no one ever needing to borrow my tools. You know, if someone has to borrow tools, it's usually someone like I'll hit a buddy up and say, hey man, I got a big job. You know, I want to try to get it done in one day. So come give me a hand. You know, at least handing me tools or whatever. You know, just so I don't have to get up and down off my topside creeper sometimes or whatever. But or sometimes it's someone who's handier on tools, and I just, you know, I want someone a second hand. And so if they're helping me, that's no big deal. When I had my apprentices, I never hesitated loaning out tools. I used to go by the three time.
Yeah, use it 3 times, then you have to buy it.
Then tell them to buy it. Yeah, I used to tell people that, but sometimes people just kept wanting to buy stuff. So I think I went over this in one of my videos. I've got a lot of tools. We said Harbor Freight's got its place. Like I've got a set of Harbor Freight wrenches. I've got some plier. I've got tools from Harbor Freight, screwdrivers, whatever, that when people come and ask me, oh, can I borrow this? I'll give them that. And they'll say, "Oh, why don't you loan me that?" I said, "Dude, those aren't my loaner tools. I don't care if you break this or if this gets lost, bro. I'm not gonna, are you gonna take care of these expensive tools?" I'm like, doubt it. So, and they usually, a lot of times people will get upset over that. They'll be like, "Oh man, he's loaning me his cheap tools. He doesn't want to loan me his good tools," and then they just stop asking. So, problem solved.
Yeah, well, and that's a good point that you got there with Harbor Freight. That you need that tool, and then and you don't want to spend the money on it. Go to Harbor Freight, buy it for $10, $20, whatever it is, and run with it.
Yep.
I explained that in one of my videos, in one of the videos for beginner tax. You don't have to buy Snap-on sockets and ratchets and tools in order to get a vehicle fixed.
Yeah, that's a big misconception, man. The
Yeah.
people think that these expensive tools are going to make them a better tech. It may make a tech's job a little bit easier, but by no means do the tools make the tech. I mean, you can put Snap on everything, or good tools, Snap on, Matco, gear wrench, doesn't matter what it is, in a hack's hand, and he's still going to hack up the truck.
Well, you see, but that's exactly my point, Jude. Okay, you do have the money to buy your Snap-on sockets, but you don't have that one specialty tool that is $50. Okay, how about you don't buy the Snap-on sockets and make sure you got all the specialty tools that you need?
Yeah, that's specialty tools are way more important than
Oh, and that's one of those things that a lot of people don't realize, that you can buy your nice wrenches and your nice sockets, but that is not the bulk of your cost. The bulk of your cost is all the other crap that you need.
Yep.
And it truly nickels and dimes you to death.
It does. And then every new model that comes out, it's always got a set of tools specific to that model, a lot of the time. And those are specialty tools. It's something that wasn't needed until this new model came out of this particular vehicle. I went through that with the Ford diesels a lot. The 7.3, the 6.0, the 6.4, the 6.7, they all came with these little red suitcase. It looks like the blow molded cases, like a large blow molded case, like a full size suitcase. And you open it up, and sometimes it came with 2 suitcases for those vehicles, but all the specialty tools you were going to need came in those kits. And I know I don't remember what they all cost, but the Snap-on, the 601 was like, I got that from I forget where I got it, but I know I paid like $800 for it, and that was cheap. It was way more expensive. I jumped on it when I found that $800. The 6.4 one was like $1,500. I didn't pick that one up. I just used the shops for that one. And I never picked up the 6.7 one either, but till way later anyways. I mean, till like 6.7 obviously came out in 2011. I didn't get it till 2018 or 17. But that one I got a smoking deal on too, because I believe was in the couple, around $1,200 or $2,000 or something like that. I got that suitcase for $400 from someone on Marketplace. But yeah, specialty tools are expensive, man. I mean, fuel pressure gauges, compression testers, leak down testers. That's stuff that you don't want to skimp on, man. You want to make sure you're using stuff that work. Torque wrenches, measurement tools. That stuff is going to drive the price up of what you're buying.
Yeah, and like I said, and a cheap socket is a cheap socket, and even if you buy a cheap one from or a cheaper one, let's say from Craftsman, from Lowe's, you break that one out of the set. You just go to Lowe's and just warranty it out. Who cares?
Yeah.
It still has warranty on it. So I mean, you don't need. You're better off to have a big, wide arsenal instead of having, a smaller arsenal because of how you spend your money.
None of my chrome sockets are tool trucks. My chrome sockets, my 1/2 inch are all Tekton, my 3/8 are all Monster Mobile, and my 1/4 inch are something I got off Amazon. I'm
You know,
not. I don't,
the set that I started out with, and I still have it. It's Task Force from Lowe's.
yeah, Task Force. I'm not sure if I'm familiar with that brand,
From
but
Lowe's.
it's from Lowe's. Okay, do they
Yeah,
still sell
yeah.
it?
I bought the giant case, the 300 piece or something like that mechanic set from Lowe's.
Oh, nice.
But you know, once again, you know, if you know you got cheaper tools, then don't over torque them.
Yeah, that's true. Um, I had. It always gets back to that. I hate talking about the same thing. For whatever reason, I don't. I used to have some. My Chromes used to be tool truck quality, but I don't have them anymore. And I wasn't going to replace it because having used them and then having replaced them with non tool truck quality Chromes, I'm cool. You know, I don't think I'll ever have to upgrade to the Snap-ons I'm cool with what they are. You know, if I did, I'd probably consider Gear Wrench. That's probably where I'd go for my Chromes. But I'm not worried about getting stuff off of a tool truck. Now, even with impacts, man, my impacts are Cornwell, and my 1/4 inch are Capri. But I don't think I've heard so many people say that they've run Harbor Freight impacts for years, and Harbor Freight impacts you can get us I think they're like less than $30, you know, for each set, and people are running these things for years and having no issues with them whatsoever. So if I is that what you run, Harbor Freight?
Damn near 20 years old. It's NPT, sold by Napa.
Okay.
These are cheap, and you can tell. I mean, they're just. I just see that how disgusting they are on the inside.
Yeah, that's what it's talking.
But look, you see that?
Yeah, it's
I mean,
holding up great, man.
yeah, and you can tell. I mean, it's been used a lot.
Well, you can tell when you hold it up because if you look at the tip of it, I mean the socket's a black socket, but you can see all the wear on the tip and yeah, right there, yeah, exactly.
Yep.
You can tell that's a used socket.
Yep.
So I've got some really, I mean, right now my 1/2 inch deep impacts are like the cheapest of the cheap, man. I don't know if you've ever heard of a brand called how do you pronounce it? I got one other tool by then. Let's see. This is the name of the brand. Have you ever heard of this? Is just a bit set, but
No, Metaco.
yeah, Mitaku. And I've been running them for about since August. Let me see. We had the fire last August. Well, my neighbors did, but yeah. So since about last August, September, give or take, around there, and I hadn't had a single issue with them. They've held up. I bought the deeps. I bought the deeps, and for my shallows, I'm running Craftsman, and I've had the Craftsman shallow set that I've had for years. I'm talking about since the 90s.
My gear wrench has been holding up really, really well. I mean, I had these for what, pushing 2 years now.
Nice.
I mean, you can tell it's not really all that crowned either from the impact.
Hey, what's up, Tyler? You want a link to? You want to jump on with us for a few minutes? Hang out. It's a tech talking shop broadcast. And by the way, you know, I mean, we're not going to go much longer, well, but I'll do another, you know, half hour, 45 minutes if anybody wanted to jump on with us and go over any of the topics that we've talked about.
Oh, he's riding his bike. Oh my goodness. He's missing out on all this good stuff.
and he's having a good old time getting some exercise in. That's cool.
But yeah, you know, on the end of the day, it's everything's got their place, and it just depends on what uh, you know what you want to spend it on. So
Yeah, yeah. I mean, and like I said, if tools work, they work, man. That's the main thing.
yeah. Well, and like for myself, you know, I rather have a broad assortment and specialty tools that I need. You know, and I've got specialty tools from Harbor Freight.
Oh, so do I. Uh,
Yeah, I mean, I've got their, you know, I got one of their fuel pressure testers, and you know, I didn't trust the gauge, so you know what? I just go to Napa, go get me another gauge, and just replace the gauge. You know, the attachments and everything else. I mean, they work just fine.
yeah, I've got um, not. I don't know how specialty of a specialty tool this is, but I've got a remote starter. You know that you pay like $8 for at Harbor Freight, and everyone says, "Oh man, those wires are gonna burn up." And man, I've used that thing for years. It's beat the hell up, and it's a lot cheaper than 75 bucks on a tool truck, and it's held up. I mean, I've got
But how can you burn up the wires on a remote starter? Are you trying to start a car with a remote starter, or are you just bumping it?
yeah, you're supposed to just bump it. Yeah, exactly.
Okay, now, there's a difference between using the tool or abusing the tool, right?
Yeah, that's true. Very true.
Okay,
And to use it the way it's intended to be used, I have never had an issue with it. Um, I've got a diesel compression gauge that same thing like you said. I bought it, and then I also got another gauge from just because But I've used the other one like because not been I've been doing stuff at home, and when I was working at a dealer, I had my other tools at the shop, so I was like, oh crap, and I've used it in a pinch, and it's held up. It was the U.S. General diesel compression gauge. And it's funny, Dale Lucid recently did a video, or he told me, maybe it wasn't a video, but he told me about Harbor Freight having a diesel compression gauge. And and he was like, oh, that's really cool that they came out with a diesel compression gauge from Harbor Freight. And I was like, oh man, I wasn't aware that they ever took the one that I got out, man, because I don't know who makes it. Probably Maddox for the new one that he's talking about. But mine's not even an old Pittsburgh. It's an old U.S. General diesel compression gauge. What else do I specialty tools? I'm trying to think off the top of my head. It's fun now. Now, obviously, stuff like a pickle fork, man. I consider that a specialty tool, man. I bought mine's from Harbor Freight. You know, my heel hooks, or I guess I call them heel hooks. A lot of people call them ladies' finger, or everybody else calls them ladies' fingers. What do you call it? A ladies' finger?
I call them a pain in the ass because 9 out of 10 times they don't, you know, they just don't work right. It's one of
I,
those tools you grab and it's like, well, I can't get it with the regular pry bar. Let's try it with this, and then it's like it still don't work. Why do I have these in my toolbox?
Matt Wilson says he's got an old GM door spring tool from Harbor Freight. Yeah, so that's cool, man. I would
You know
never.
what I use well for that? It's the gear wrench adjustable pry
I want to
bar.
get those. I've been looking at those.
I got the full set of that. I mean, these are awesome. I mean, I use them for pulling seals. I use them for a lot of things besides just as a pry bar.
All right, on.
So, yep, you
Yes,
have.
yes, Tyler. Don't forget to tell these guys. Don't forget to hit like button, guys. We'd appreciate it. And as of right now, we've got 17 likes, and that's cool. Appreciate you guys. This has been a fun stream, and I appreciate everybody that's hung out with us. What is that?
My scanner from Harbor Freight.
Oh, really? Wait, is that the what do they call theirs? What's the name of it?
Zurich.
The what?
The Zurich. Oh,
How's that working out?
good.
Zurich, yeah, that's what you call it. Zurich. I can't remember the name.
Yeah, it's the Zurich Pro or X Pro or something like that. I don't know.
Now, how old is that?
Probably 2 years,
Does
almost.
it do live data?
Yeah.
What,
Yeah, a while back, I done injectors on a Cummins, and I done it with this
okay.
because on those Cumminses you got to identify the injector to the computer, otherwise it won't recognize it and it won't fire, right?
Yeah, you're right.
And this thing did it just fine.
Now, will on like a Ford diesel, will that read like high pressure oil, Fickum voltage? All it has all those on there. How much did that cost?
I bought it for 900 and a little bit, somewhere in there, 900.
Yeah, see, that's a deal compared to some of these other scanners, man.
Yeah, I mean, I almost compare them to the to an Autel. I think they're close to that. I mean, I don't know, but I never ran an Autel, so.
Yeah, I've used an Autel, but basically just as a code reader. I didn't really need to do anything with it.
Yeah, but I can do live stream and the stream or whatever else you want to do. You can do it with this. I mean, this thing is awesome.
Now it doesn't get any better than that. And we're talking specialty tools, and he's talking about a scanner, and Theo's running a scanner, his shop with the Harbor Freight scanner. So that tells you right there, man. It's oh, good question. Good question. Does that need updates?
Yes, only when you want to.
And do they charge for updates?
My first year was for free.
Okay, cool.
And now I'm not sure, but I think it's like $100 or something like that, or 120 to extend for another year or something like that, or if you want to add another year.
Man, that's nothing though. You consider an update for a scan tool. Yeah, it's like if you have like a Snap-on scan tool, I think the subscription is like that. That's how much it costs a month. I think it's like 100 and something bucks a month for like the Zoom. Like Justin was telling me, I believe right now he's still on. He just got his, so he's still got the first 2 years free. But after that, I think it's going to be like over 120 bucks a month.
Oh wow. Yeah, see, and that's that deters me right then and there. I feel like you're why there's no need for that.
Yeah, it's great. How fast is that?
That's the only downfall. On some vehicles, it's real fast, and some vehicles, it's a little slower.
Okay.
With the initial startup, but what I normally do if I know there's a problem and I want to hook it up, I bring the car in. That's the first thing I do is I just start it, get it going, hook the computer up, turn the scanner on, and put in the information, look up the VIN number, stuff like that. And then the downloads, start doing the cycle to download all the stuff that you may need. And then I pop the hood, grab my Milwaukee hood light, hang it up, and then, look over the engine bay real quick, stuff like that. And then I go back, and then most of the time it's about ready to go. So.
Man, that you just, I'm going to, that's awesome, but I want to get off topic on something real quick. You just talked about hood lights. Is it okay if we talk about those for a little bit? I need a hood light. I under hood light. I bought the. My wife was with me when I got it. Sarah, do you remember the name of the one from Harbor Freight? Is it Braun? Braun is that Harbor Freight's light brand?
I think so.
I bought their under hood light, and I wasn't real impressed with it. I mean, it lit up the engine bay, but almost like using an old mag light that the cops use. You know, it was like an old dim yellow light. It seemed like.
Yep.
So I took it back. And I'm looking to get an underhood light. I know Monster Mobile. I know they're not around anymore. If you can find one, I heard that they had a pretty good one. I've heard OEM Tools has a good one. I know you're probably real happy with your Milwaukee, man, but I'm not looking to buy.
That's the cool thing, right? With Milwaukee, this is why I love Milwaukee. You know, you pop that light on in there, your battery goes dead, you just pull it out, put it on the charger, grab the next one because I've got a whole array of tools and a whole slew of batteries, and then I just pop that in, and I'm back in business. So
I recently bought. Let me show it to you. And it's not your typical underhood light when you see it. In fact, because you're used to seeing an underhood light as a bar, you know, that hangs across the hood. I'll show you the box it came in. You can see how they have it set up. But let me just show it to you. What I liked about this one is
that's the one with the clamp on it.
This is the underhood light, yep, and it comes with the clamp.
Yep.
And you set it up on here. You clamp it to where you want it to clamp, and you point it wherever you want it to point, and it twists. You know, does this. Problem is with this, it's kind of heavy, man. And I've noticed when you clamp it, you would think if you clamp it right here, it's going to stay. It's going to stay like this. But when you clamp it to something, being that it's a little heavy, it seems like it wants to rock. You know, roll down because it's heavy. So then you got to adjust it. But I mean, it's worked. I mean, I've used it a couple times. What I really like it as is that it comes with this little handle, and it's not now.
You got it.
Now it's just a flashlight or a
floodlight.
Yeah, but this thing is freaking awesome. I don't know if you can. That's really.
Oh yeah.
But my Snap-on dude, he said he had that on his truck for like 5 months, and only had to look up the price once on it because no one ever even touched it or looked at it. So when I asked him about it, he's like, man, I'll give that to you for, and he gave it to me for cheap. It was like $150. And I think they asked for like $2 something for him. So I liked it, but I do want the traditional style underhood light.
Well, see, that's what I like about the Milwaukee one is since I got the battery platform, it makes only perfect sense for me, right?
Yeah, absolutely. For you,
here's another light that I recently picked up, the Astro.
How do you like that?
I love this thing. It's really nice. You can do one side, so you got a pencil light. Then you got the one side right here, but you can also do two sides.
Oh, really? Oh, that's interesting. I've never seen that. I think, you know what? I think, is that I might have just seen that. I think Flat Rate Master might have covered that. But that's cool. You like that? Is it like one side brighter than the other?
No, both sides are equally bright. And then I've got the magnet that has a big magnetic pad, charge pad. I got that mounted on the wall. So, and you got two of them. So one is running low. Throw it on there, grab the other flashlight, and go right back at it.
Oh, cool.
And then the other one I like is this newer Snap-on one.
Oh, I saw that one on the truck the other day. I was about to pick that up. I asked him, "Does that come in green?" He's like, "No," and I'm like, "I will." So I waited.
I have them in green.
He told me it didn't come in green. Or
Yeah, they have them in red, orange, and green, and yellow, I believe.
I meant he didn't have it in green. I'm sorry.
Oh.
he didn't have it in green. And he's like, no, I don't got it. I said, well, I'll just wait. But yeah, that is a nice light. I dig that light. But yeah, so besides, like I said, I'm not in the Milwaukee platform, so that's not really a perfect idea for me. What, you have any other suggestions? Like even Ed said that the Braun underhood light kind of sucked. He said he kept his, but he uses other lights around it. What's a good underhood light?
I don't know.
How long have you had your Milwaukee one?
Whenever they came out, I bought it right away.
Oh, okay.
So what, 3 years ago, somewhere in there. Whenever they came out, I basically bought it.
I'm going to ask you a question about Milwaukee that I asked Tarek yesterday. I don't think I've asked you this yet, but do you have the new high speed or high RPM ratchet? Did you pick those up?
No.
No? I was curious about those. He says that he has them, but he hasn't used them because he said that he doesn't really care about time because he's not using his tools to make money. He's a construction guy now, and he just works on his own stuff. So he's not really, he says he uses mostly hand tools. But I was just curious to see how those, I know Matco also recently came out with the high RPM ratchet.
Yeah, you see, for me, I don't care. I want to have a long neck. That's the only electric ratchet I use. I've got the non-Milwaukee Fuel short ones.
Yeah.
I might need it, but I love the long necks, man. Those long reaches. I mean, I can't do without them.
Yeah, I like them too, man.
If they don't have it, I have no interest in it. I don't care. They can have the high speed all they want, whatever. So, right now, I've got that modified one, and it's been running fine. With me, and it's been great. So.
Yeah, Tarek was saying that too. He's going to do what you did. He's going to modify a couple of his ratchets as well. He said that I think he said he saw it on a YouTube video. I guess I forget. I guess he said the kit you have to buy, and plus you have to grind something down, just the hair. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, you buy the head for the non-fuel ratchet 3/8, and then you can stick that into the fuel long reach 1/4-inch body.
Oh, so nice.
Yeah, let me grab it real quick. So it's these, right? The non-fuel ones from Milwaukee.
Yeah.
They sell these hats to replace them because they were very prone to break.
Mm-hmm.
So these kits are readily available. I think you buy for like $30 somewhere in there.
Okay.
And then you just basically stick it in here. The only thing you have to do is here on the back side, you have to grind it down a little bit. That's it. And they'll fit just fine.
Oh, okay, nice. That's a good setup right there, man. I'm a little bit torn. You saw that video I just put out for my channel on the new brushless Snap-on. See, man, let me have underneath this table. This is actually not a regular desk. This is my diag table or teardown table that I put my computer on when I'm in my garage. So I have some stuff on magnets underneath it. But I got the long neck Snap-on ones. These are the brush. I've been using these.
Yeah.
I've got that, the 3/8 one as well. I'm cool with them, man. I like them. That's what I've been running. We're in my little video. You'll hear me say that I'm too invested in my cordless ratchets to buy anything new right now, because those are relatively new. Those two are I probably got towards the end of last year. I haven't put him in a video yet. Those are two. Man, I'm showing everything about my video, huh? those are going to be in my tool haul video too, because I got towards the end of last year, maybe beginning of this year.
At the old tech guy makes a good point there.
Let's see. That power stroke shooting. Get the Milwaukee light and an adapter to go from Milwaukee to DeWalt battery. You should be good.
He's probably right.
Oh, I didn't even know they made those adapters.
Yeah, they have adapters that you can.
I hear something with my kid. I think I hear him crying. Probably fighting with his mom. Oh, that's cool. Maybe I'll try that. I'm set up on DeWalt batteries. I got plenty of DeWalt batteries because I got plenty of DeWalt tools.
Yeah.
And well, we've been on about 2 hours. Theo, is there anything else you wanted to cover?
No, I think we covered quite a bit, from bolt extraction to tools and Harbor Freight to Snap-on. So I mean, we cannot go any further in spectrum than that, I think.
Yeah, man, we did this was actually a great live stream, man. And everyone, please, this is a live stream, but I'm not going to take it down like I do on my channel. I'm going to leave this up on the Tech Talking Shop page as a video for people to see. So I know if you guys, I'd appreciate it, man. If anybody in the chat wanted to share this video, share it with your friends, let people know that it's out there, so people can check it out. That'd be cool. I guess on that note, Daniel Carlson, thank you for sharing your experience. Cool, man. Well, thank you for joining the chat. I think this is the first time I saw you in the chat today. I don't know if you've been watching all along, but I appreciate you being here. Thank you. Check out Tech Talking Shop. There's 11 of us. Theo and I are 2 of them. We're all on Tech Talking Shop. Tech Talking Shop has an Instagram, Tex_Talking_shop. And we've all got individual Instagrams and YouTube pages, man. Check it all out. We appreciate it. But everyone that's still in the chat, man, I appreciate you guys. There's 14 people watching. Theo, you want to say anything before we split?
No, it's great. Like I said, I think it was great. So we touched on a lot of stuff. Like I said, from Harbor Freight to Snap-on and tool trucks and stuff like that, and bolt extraction. So I think it was great. So I hope everybody enjoyed, and that they come back on the next time we have one. So
yeah, I'm actually hoping we can do these a little more often. It'd be cool if we could get one, every Sunday morning. And it doesn't always. I know sometimes people are busy. It doesn't always have to be us. As long, I'd like to try to get that in the motion wherever, Sunday morning or afternoon, morning/afternoon, depending on where you are. If we did about an hour and a half, 2.5 hour live stream, I think that, and then leave them up as videos. I think that'd be cool. We'll discuss that with the group. We'll see what everyone says. But yeah, on that note, man, thanks everybody. Appreciate everybody. Have a great night. Steven, thank you again for moderating, dude. You're awesome. I know any questions that I did not get to in the chat, I know Steven got to. And most of the time when I'm behind on the chat, when I finally see it, I'll answer a question, and like three comments later, I'll see Steven had already answered it. But so thank you, Steven. I appreciate you. Tarek, no. What do you say no to, Tarek? Man, you missed. I don't know if you've been listening. You've probably been listening because you've probably been working all morning.
I just got here.
Oh, it says you just got here, man. Dude, sorry, dude. We've been on for 2 hours, bro. But we'll talk, man. So anyways, guys, Tarek, sorry, dude. Everyone have a great rest of your Sunday. Thanks for hanging out. And for Tech Talking Shop, I'm Jude. I'm gonna say he's Theo. I'm Power Stroke. He's Country Mile Garage. Have a great day, guys.